Well, if you listen closely, Coach, you can hear the jet skis roaring in the bay just a few miles north of where we sit at Lambeau Field. Just a beautiful late summer day in Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in Week 2. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off.
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4.
21.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in Week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10.
Set up. 10 Lobo. 61. Matchbox lights. Here I come. Say. Hut. Snap.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He gets this to Devontae Adams. 13 yards, first down, Packers. And we see the Emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
On the ready.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Come. Check.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Hey, wahoo! Ready?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 44-yard line.
51, Mike. Mike, 51. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Zadarius Smith. Able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Get that ball. 2. Crunch. Jump.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5.
Keep doing that.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
At their own 23-yard line.
That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
That's good for Packers. First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
He's crashing.
Get it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
That's it, baby.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
Down. 10-2 stop. Topper. Topper.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Set. 18. X3. 218. Chop.
Makes it 3rd and 11.
44's to Mike. Here we go, here we go. 44, Mike, 44. Oh, yeah.
Ready to go.
Here we go again.
Big grip.
They'll set up a throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
Ready. 18 Gator.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T.
Hey.
Lost in motion.
Let's go.
After the penalty, it's Jones. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check. Fresno. Now.
This is Jones. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They're just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Man, I got you. Man.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And some space here. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 26-yard line.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And now Garoppolo lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Watch the seat. I got you. Check 4.
Hey, go.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the... And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 48, and they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3-and-out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
First and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
2nd and 6. He's going to wind up and air it out. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. There's Garoppolo to throw. This one caught by Isabella. That one a first down pickup of 8. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Here we go, here we go. 21, 21. Wait, 80.
That's the one. Kill. 2.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
13.
Check three.
And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game and super like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Hey. Ready?
Now a handoff looking right. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Come on, set. 18 Gator.
Got you, boy.
Blue draw Porter. Hey, Zoo.
They'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
12.
Check 31, check 31.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. After the play, not a good sign. Dalvin Cook staying on the ground. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Here we go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Big stop, let's go.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. That ball complete to Isabella. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Single.
And it's third down.
Lock.
51 to Mike, boy, 51.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Rashawn Gary picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
11.
Watch the twins. Check 24. Check
21.
3. Check your backer.
12, fellas. Here we go. 6. I got you.
That's me.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Isabella. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Jair Alexander on the tackle. Result of the play is a turnover on down.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Go.
Now Jones. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
56. Record.
22 jet bomber. Hey, Haywood.
Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Here we go.
I go.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
Ready.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Elsewhere, second half action at Heinz Field. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. on a 48-yard punt and made even better by a loss on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And he finds Howard complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
Throw left side complete to Isabella. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Let's go. Let's do this.
First down, Vikings.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Here we go. Here we go.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
Single.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Garoppolo on the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the Packers' 43-yard line.
Here we go.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
21.
Check 26. Check nickel.
12, fellas. Here we go.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Here we go.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. The open man is Smith. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 25-yard line.
Complete to Smith.
Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
51, Mike, 51. Watch the screen.
Like 80. 65, 65.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas.
Here we go.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
11.
And it's 3rd down.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
You got it.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Brings up 4th down.
Mike, 51.
Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. And that's caught by Smith. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Andy Isabella, his first touchdown of the new season. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. So now here are the Vikings faced with a big 2-point conversion attempt.
No. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike, 51. I'm not ready.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now for the point after. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
That ties the game at 7.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 27-yard line.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check. You go tight.
Topper. Light. Get it.
They'll go again to Jones. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
2-18, chop. Go.
He'll look to throw. Making the catch is Sternberger. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Ready? 10 Lobo.
Let's put him on the buses.
General West.
Flare. Tight dog.
Shoot.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
We ain't beginning to turn you up.
Running right, Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This from long, very long range. Does he have the distance? He does. It's good. My goodness, he hits it from the parking lot as time expires. And there'll be some happy cheeseheads tonight as the Packers have won the game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.